on my way up to see if I can get my whitetail in northern Saskatchewan. So I hope it goes well. We had a really good mule deer season here in Alberta. We ended up filling 5 out of the 6 tags we had, so that was awesome. Now it's just go up and see if I can get my Saskatchewan whitetail. I'm pretty excited. My brother got a really nice one, and my dad got a good one. So it's they've been moving pretty good up there, and a little bit bigger deer than what we've had in the last couple of years. So that's a good sign. So we're just on the road. I'm about an hour into the trip, so stay tuned. Fat Archer is on his way to Saskatchewan. Stopping to get some victuals here at the A&W in Rosetown just before I head through. So it's about 5:19 Alberta time, so we're hoping to get going here right away. Needed a team burger. So the first morning I got up there was actually up a day before hunting season, so I decided to go up to my blind and check everything out. And so this is the first morning that I'm heading up. Pretty nice drive up there. There's a pretty good road back into where I'm going now. Since we had the trees cut back in there, there's a pretty good trail here, and there's trails that actually all split out to all different parts of the property now, so there's lots of different ways to go. We chose this spot because it's close to water. There's a really good trail there. So basically I'm just taking up, I have a chair and a tripod for my gun and my crossbow, and I also have a tripod for the camera and stuff, and I'm just gonna take those all up to the blind. It was a beautiful morning this morning that I headed up there, and it you know, it wasn't too early. I didn't have to get up too early because I couldn't hunt actually till the following Saturday. But here's where the blind is. You can see the large body of water that's out there and stuff. So I just pulled up to the blind and I set everything up. So here we are on sit 2 of the first day. On my way out I seen 2 big does and 1 decent buck. He was 4x4, kind of the size I got last year. So I didn't really worry too much about it. I just come straight out and got set up. So the weather's gotten a little gross, kind of blizzardy and windy in the last 15 minutes or so. So maybe that's why they're moving around. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to sit here for a few hours. It's not that cold out. It's just kind of a little blizzardy and windy. So I don't think it's going to last very long. I think it's just like a snow squall coming through. So, but we'll see what we can find out, what we can see. Stay tuned. Well, I didn't have to wait too long. I've been probably sitting there about 10-15 minutes when this doe and 2 younger ones. I think there's probably this year's fawn and a last year's fawn with her, and they came into the blind fairly quickly after I got there. I think they're kind of trained because we put grain there and the bales there. When they hear a vehicle, they wait a few minutes and then they check it out, come see what was left behind for them stuff. So there was basically, they come up and it's nice to watch them around there and see. The wind was good. They were trying to smell me, but they couldn't, so that was good. And you know, you want does, as many does in the rut season that you can get around your site, around your blinds, so that it'll attract the bucks. But they kind of just hung out here for a while and did some eating and stuff. They're pretty cautious when they come in, you know, sniffing and doing the things. But like I said, the wind was good for me, so they didn't smell me. And the blind has been sitting there since October, so they're pretty used to it. You know, I've seen these ones on the trail cam quite a bit, so they're pretty used to the area. She's trying to get right there. She's trying to see if she can smell me, but no, she didn't really smell anything there. So they're gonna come up. So we'll just take a minute or so, and we'll see what they were up to. Welcome to day 2, morning sit. Just got out, just got some more grain put by the bale, just got everything settled. I'm just going to start sitting and watching. It's a beautiful morning. It's cold. It's minus 18 this morning, which is not horrendously cold, but it's cold. So I just got everything set up. The deer here move a little bit later than some areas, so like being here at the crack of dawn doesn't really help me. It just gets me 2 hours colder, but I think it's right around 8:30, quarter to 9 Saskatchewan time, so I'm just getting all settled in and hunkered down, and we'll hope we'll see something today. Yesterday was good. We saw 7 or 8 and a buck, a good buck, so that was better than last year. I didn't see a buck till like, third or fourth day, so we'll see. There's been lots of them moving around, so we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Well, I think I'm going to call it a morning. Nothing really moving around here. Didn't see no sign from last night. Like it snowed and it was windy last night, so I think they're hunkered down. Just a little late moving around this morning because it's cold, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go in, warm up back at the cabin, and then get everything set up and come back out this afternoon. I'll sit a little longer this afternoon. It'll be a little warmer. It's supposed to be only minus 13 or so. So, we'll see. All right. See you in the evening set. So, the evening sits, started out really well. I got in there, I got settled down, and these 2 does came in, and they were there, and all of a sudden one went burning out, and seeing what was going on. Actually, there was 3 deer there, so I was wondering what was going on. And if you can see here, right on the right hand side of the screen, there is a small buck. He's a small buck. You can't really see his horns right now, but he was coming in and checking things out, and usually the does kind of peel out of there and get out when a buck comes along. This little guy, he didn't seem to let it worry him too much. When this buck came in, he wasn't too scared, but the buck was trying to figure out what he was and stuff, and before he went in there, and of course, being the season it is, they are just putting their head down, checking things out, looking around, sniffing the ground, sniffing the air, because they're in rut. No matter how small a buck it is, they understand what this season's about, this time of year. So being that there was a couple of does there with this young fawn, he's doing quite a bit of sniffing around and checking out, making sure there's probably no bigger bucks in the area. But he come in and it was checking around, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on, see what he does. day out was seeing a really good buck over back by the cabin. I came into my blind today, and there was a little doe back in the bush. So I dumped grain, but my wind isn't very good today. It's kind of coming from the east, and most of the deer have been coming from the west, so I have a funny feeling they're smelling me before they get here. But anyways, I'm going to sit it out for another half hour or so, and then I'm going to move to a different spot, see what we can do there. Alright, I'm just heading out to my spot in the field. I'm going to walk out there. It's wide open. I seen a buck there this morning. I didn't get a shot at him, but I want to just go try and sit here again and see what I can find out. I notice there's nothing at the bale pile right now, so I'll get in without scaring anything. That's good. So we'll see what happens. But I just noticed deer tracks over the tracks from when I was here about an hour ago, so they've been walking in here, so I'm just going to head down there and get set up. Stay tuned. Well, I barely got there and I barely got set up, so about 20 minutes later, here comes this buck, and this is day 3, and I'm still like he's sticking out quite a bit by his ears, so when he turns sideways, he's got some pretty good tines on him. I think he was 3 or 4x4. I can't quite remember now. So anyways, he's sitting there and he's looking at me, but again, I had good wind, so he couldn't quite figure out what I was. So he tried to stare me down there for a little while. So my job was just to see if I could wait him out. And yeah, he started coming in, and I was trying to get the camera. I'm working the camera and trying to hunt at the same time. It's tough when you're by yourself and stuff. So again, still had good wind, so he wasn't really getting too excited, but he kept wondering what I was. So he was coming in, and he was finally started to commit up to the bale pile. So I let him move around. He kind of wasn't really looking at me there. I'm a little shaky on the camera, but trying to get everything set up. It was a cold afternoon and wind too, so everything wasn't working as good as I thought. But anyways, he decided he's gonna face me face on, so I'm kind of watching over him there, and I probably shouldn't have decided. I think it was just a little bit of frustration over the first few days that I hadn't got a shot, and I should know better. I've been doing this for quite a few years, and I decided, well, I'm going to take a front shot at him, and I shoot, and I miss. So that's kind of how that went. So stay tuned. We hope there will be more action coming up.